and welcome to Georgia Detours. Today's episode is all about good barbecue. When good barbecue comes to mind, you immediately think of the South. Now, I was born and raised here in Georgia, so I'm no stranger to how important good barbecue is to Southern culture. One of the things I love most about barbecue is that it brings people together around the grill to enjoy the sweetest, smokiest, most finger-licking good food. I'm your host, Alana Lark, and right now we're going to visit some of the best barbecue joints around to see how Atlanta chefs are adding their own unique flair to this signature Southern staple. Since 2012, DBA Barbecue has been a favorite for locals in the Virginia Highlands area. Known for its casual Creole atmosphere and made from scratch Southern classics, DBA is well suited to its full name, doing business as barbecue. DBA crafts Southern barbecue favorites like fresh cured ham and hand-pulled pork, and they're doing everything the old-fashioned way. That means that up to 1,700 pounds of meat a day are smoked, cured, and ground in the DBA kitchen right before they're served.
My name is Scott Switzer. I'm the chef at DBA Barbecue. I've been with DBA Barbecue for a little over 3 years now. DBA Barbecue has been here in the Highlands for about 8 years. We just celebrated our anniversary this past June. I love working here at DBA because this is a true family restaurant. Our staff is fantastic. The owners are involved and active in the community, and you really feel like you're working towards a common goal together. And you really feel like you're providing a valuable service and product to the neighborhood. And we're happy to be a part of that. That's something special. I would say what sets us apart here is the true attention to detail. I mean, everything is scratch made. We put a lot of time and effort and energy into making sure we only serve the freshest barbecue possible. And there's real love in it. All our sides are prepared from scratch every day. All of our sauces, all of our dressings, I mean, everything is as scratch as humanly possible. Our corn is local Georgia corn. Our collards are Georgia collards. We put the time and energy and treat these products right to make sure we're selling the best possible food we can to this neighborhood. And our brisket is certified Angus beef brisket. It's about the best you can get before you go prime. That's a fantastic piece of meat. We treat it well, season it liberally, but don't put too much into it, and let the flavor of the smoke and the meat really shine through. In cooking, fat always equals flavor. So the more fat, the better beefy flavor you get out of it. Here at DBA Barbecue, we do 4 sauces from scratch every day. We have a sweet barbecue sauce, which is more traditional, what you'd expect. We put Dr. Pepper syrup into it. There's a little lemon juice. It's fairly traditional sweet sauce. Then we make a spicy kind of Carolina style sauce, vinegar based, a little hot sauce in it as well. And then in the middle we have something called tangy, which is a combination of the sweet and the spicy sauces with the addition of some mustards. On top of that, we make a habanero mustard, which goes great in our wings, which is apple cider vinegar and pureed habanero, so it's got that sweet heat. And they're all fantastic, all of our sauces. We put them all on the table so you can mix and match and try at your leisure. So our DBA burger is fresh ground in-house beef brisket, and then it's topped with melted pimento cheese, coleslaw, 2 pieces of applewood smoked bacon, and fried onions on a brioche bun, and it's fantastic. It's a day ruiner though. You eat that burger and it's nap time. My favorite item on this menu has got to be our pastrami Reuben. I mean, fresh cured in-house pastrami is not something you find a lot in the South, and coupled with house-made sauerkraut, Thousand Island dressing, melted Swiss cheese on marble rye, it's delicious. It's a fantastic sandwich. So our wings are Springer Mountain Farm wings. It's a humane farm here in North Georgia. We brine them for 24 to 48 hours, season them with our house rub. They smoke for about an hour and a half over hickory, and then we chill them so they get crispy when you fry them. And when you finish them in the fryer for about 2 minutes, they're crispy and smoky and fantastic. Serve with any sauce of your choice. On a busy day, for example, we'll do 7 to 8 briskets at about 12.5 to 15 pounds a piece. We'll do 20 pork butts at about 5 to 6 pounds a piece, and that doesn't count 100 pounds of wings and 20 pounds of turkey and 120 pounds of ribs. All together on a busy day, 700, 800, 900 pounds pretty easily, and that's not even counting catering.
And if you need something to wash down all that delicious meat, reach for one of the 18 local beers always available on draft. All of our
beers that we carry on tap are either from Georgia or from the Southeast region. We have a lot of people who come in ordering things like that, wanting that on draft, and we can help them choose something a little outside the box. We have something for everybody, and it's all locally, regionally sourced, and it's just great. There's so many out there now that we have to choose from, and it's great because what we can do with these local breweries is we can order classic styles from them, like pilsners, lagers, things that have been given a little more love than, say, a Budweiser or a Miller Lite. I would say that right now our lagers probably are selling the best. Our Arches Unseasonal Lager has been very popular. It's very similar to a Yingling in color. It's that amber color, but it's still a lager. It's an easy sell to people because there's something so familiar that I can introduce them to. Our cocktail program is incredible. Our bar manager, Aaron, has put a lot of work into the cocktail program. The bourbon and ginger. What makes it special is it's not just like, you know, a whiskey and ginger ale. We use Bullet Bourbon, which is a higher quality bourbon, Fever Tree ginger beer, and then we actually squeeze fresh ginger juice from the ginger root on top of it before we send it out to the table. And people love it.
What really makes DBA Barbecue so special is our focus on our customers. You know, this is a true neighborhood restaurant. We appeal every day to this clientele. Whether you're from here, whether you're from afar, we want to make sure you have the best Southern hospitality visit here with delicious scratch-made food. We focus on quality over quantity. This is your neighborhood bar and restaurant, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
We're very happy customers.
Wow, that was only our first stop, and my stomach is already growling. I don't know about y'all, but I really want to try that fatty brisket. And speaking of fatty, fat equals flavor is the barbecue quote of the day. So thank you for that, Chef Scott. Next, we'll meet up with Chef Jordan Wakefield at his restaurant, Smoke Ring. Now, they've got some of the juiciest, most tender barbecue I've ever had, and I'm really excited to find out the secrets behind how they get their ribs to just fall right off the bone. Are you guys getting hungry? Me too. But hang in there, okay? We've got lots more to show you. Located right in the heart of Atlanta, Smoke Ring Barbecue takes on a Southern tradition with a contemporary twist. Founded by Chef Jordan Wakefield in 2013, Smoke Ring goes beyond your typical pork and brisket.
Barbecue's always been like a backyard passion of mine. I'm from Lawrenceville, Georgia, and being from the South, more so than probably anywhere else besides maybe Texas, I guess, when it comes to barbecue, people have very strong opinions and they have their own methods that their mothers and their grandmothers and their grandfathers did. It's always something that I've done with my family, you know, around backyard barbecues.
Getting his start at a young age, Chef Wakefield knows a thing or two about the food industry. From a 14-year-old dishwasher to an innovative barbecue chef and business owner, Chef Wakefield serves as a prime example of the American dream.
I've been in the restaurant industry for 20 years. I actually started when I was 14 as a dishwasher at an Italian restaurant. I've been in the white tablecloths all over Atlanta. I've worked for chefs all over the world. You know, I came back here in 2007 and worked my way up from sous chef at Food 101 in Sandy Springs, and fast forward 10, 11 years, and here we are, chef and partner at Smoke Ring in downtown Atlanta. So the inspiration behind Smoke Ring is kind of like taking the barbecue theme in the restaurant and pushing it to the next level. You know, we really try to focus on taking that barbecue approach to it, but putting our own contemporary modern twist on it. We showcase the meats. We're sourcing local ingredients. We're sourcing local proteins. We have a theme here: if you kill it, we'll grill it. We do alligator tail that we smoke and then fry as an appetizer. We have venison, we have rabbit that we also make rabbit jerky out of here. We've done stuff as far as like trout, tuna. We're just trying to showcase the art of barbecuing. We do probably a dozen to 20 major competitions a year. We've been very fortunate with all of our competitions. We won best burger in Atlanta, we won best wings in Atlanta, we've won best ribs in Atlanta, and people always say, is it Texas style barbecue? Is it Memphis style? Is it St. Louis style? Is it Carolina style? When we started this adventure, I said, well, why can't we have like a Georgia style? There's so many quality barbecue chefs and restaurants in this city in Atlanta, like why can't there be a Georgia style?
If you're looking to expand your barbecue palette, Smoke Ring offers an extensive menu including venison, rabbit, trout, tuna,
and even lamb belly.
People will say, what's your favorite thing on the menu? And as the chef, I wrote the entire menu, right? So I can't really say what my favorite thing is, because if I didn't like it, I wouldn't put it on the menu. I'm a very firm believer in, if I don't eat it, I don't put it on the menu. You very rarely will see sweet potatoes on my menus, because I don't like sweet potatoes. I used to switch up the menu every couple of months. When I say switch, I would just take a couple of things off and I'd put a couple of new things on. Seasonal stuff, salads, soups. If I could get a good deal on a certain item, like that's how the lamb belly got discovered. It was special and I was like, well, I've never smoked lamb belly, so let's try it. It turned out to be delicious and now it's on the menu. If it can be barbecued and go through our process, then we're gonna try it, because I'm not a patient person, one, and I'm always looking for the next thing. To be coming here and do the same redundant thing every day, I would go insane. So that's when we get into that rattlesnake or that venison. You know, we started a jerky bar last year. But we do different kind of jerkies. We pretty much keep in stock venison, rabbit, duck, pork, beef, and bison.
The chef's secret to his tender, flavorful barbecue is all in the smoker.
Nothing comes in through the doors from our farms or our purveyors and goes under the smoker. It goes through a process, usually 48 hours. It sits in a brine, and a brine is a mixture of liquids with salt and sugar. And you can put whatever other flavorings you want into it, and then you let your meat rest in there for at least 28 hours. We brine our wings, our half chickens, our ribs, and our pork. That salt and that sugar and whatever other spices you put in there will break down the tissues of the meat to actually tenderize it. We use sugar, salt, water, bay leaves, whole peppercorns, garlic cloves. And we actually put a little bit of sweet tea in some of our stuff to kind of give a southern flair to it. We've got 3 smokers right now. We use one full time, and that smoker runs 24/7. Gets loaded up every single day about 7:30 with our long cooks. Our long cooks are what we call like the thicker cuts, our brisket and our pork butts. Those will smoke for about 14-15 hours. They'll go overnight and we'll pull them off at 10 or 11 the next morning. And then once we pull those off in the morning, we throw in what we call our short cooks, and that's our chicken wings, our trout, our salmon, our ribs, our half chickens. So that takes usually between 1 to 4 hours to cook. Back here is one of our smokers. This is our 500. We have our smoked chicken tenders here, which look to be just about done. We've got some of our large jumbo wings finishing up down here. When these doors close, this thing constantly is revolving. What that's doing is that's circulating the airflow and the heat so that every single piece of meat's getting an even cook. We've got, some of the cold station down here. This is kind of where we keep our hot well and our steam well. So we've got mac and cheese, cream corn, corn on the cob, our Brunswick stew, ham hot collards, baked beans, and that's where we hold some of our pulled pork and our chicken to pull. And you got Monster making up a couple of our sliders over here, the Pollo Locos. And then on the end over there, we got Mr. Misael, the legend himself, with our salad station and working on pigsty nachos. It's going to be topped with our jalapeno queso, pulled pork, of course. He's going to put some pico de gallo on there, a little bit of cilantro sour cream, some pickled jalapenos, and then some micro arugula to garnish. I worked about 5 years on my 2 rubs. I've got 2 rubs that we use. We've got a pork and beef rub, and then we've got a poultry and seafood rub. And there's about 20 to 25 ingredients in each of the rubs. Completely different. Don't ask me what they are. I can't tell you. We don't sauce any of our meats, except for like if you were to order a sandwich, maybe we might put some sauce on it. But as far as like the meat on a plate, we dry rub everything. We like to think that barbecue sauce is a condiment just like ketchup and mustard here. It certainly goes with it. It's traditional, but we think that our rub can stand up on its own. Swapping secrets and sauces, you always leave out one ingredient, right? Because that way, when somebody makes it at home, there's like, well, there's something missing, and that makes you come back to the restaurant to get it. You can see that thin peak layer right here on the edge. That's what actually we named the restaurant after, is the smoke ring. The rule and the legend about the smoke ring is when a pit master or a barbecue person has done his job properly with low and slow, meaning that taking his time and let the process of barbecuing work, that's kind of what you look forward to achieve. You want that nice little thin smoke ring on the outside. That means that you've done your job well. My wife and I are the operating owners here. We're here basically every day. If we're going to be here every day, we want it to feel like home, right? We wanted it to have a really rustic feel. Obviously being a barbecue smokehouse, we want to have a lot of reclaimed wood. Our floors are from an old cotton mill in Thomaston, Georgia. All the wood that you're seeing on the sides is a reclaimed pallet from a lumber yard that went out of business, so we broke them all down and tacked them to the walls. We got old laundry baskets hanging above the bar that have Edison light bulbs in them, that we converted into our lamps. The feeling that we try to instill here, as cliche as it may sound to some people, is we truly appreciate the fact that you're coming in and spending your money here, and we don't take that for granted. So when you come in here, we like to treat you like family. The premise behind barbecue is coming together as friends and fellowship and just having a good time. And we want to make you have a very positive and a very comfortable experience and show them a little bit about ourselves and a little bit about what our concept is. And hopefully that translates to you guys coming back or telling your friends.
Sorry guys, I could not make it through that last segment without going and getting some ribs of my own. It is so good. So, pulled pork and ribs are usually what we think when we're talking barbecue, but there's a whole other side to experience, Korean barbecue. At our next location, Iron Age, guests get to prepare their own meals on their own personal grills. I'm eager to see what they cook up. Let's take a look.
With the 2018 Winter Olympics, the world's eye has been all over South Korea. Now, some people have been lucky enough to experience that culture from the inside, but fortunately for us, we have a slice of that right here in Kennesaw, and I'm going to show you my favorite place in town for Korean barbecue, and that's Iron Age Korean Steakhouse. What is Korean barbecue? And I mean, here in the South, we think of something a little bit different when we think of barbecue. So explain the distinction, because we think of steak when we think Korean barbecue.
Okay, Korean barbecue is a popular dishes in Korea. Beef, chicken, pork, you name it. And then top of that, we bring charcoal grill built in onto the table right here. Right. Yeah, so everybody come here and they have fun, enjoy cooking. That's a Korean thing.
So talk to me a little bit more about how important to this concept the communal seating and the personal grill is.
Korean barbecue is family, friend, and then bonding time season. You can have fun. Usually American barbecue, just backyard barbecue,
right.
It's a dad only do it. Hi husband, and then husband go to cook the steak and all that. But we brought that to the dining table. So everybody can cook, grill a little bit, son do it, mom do it, everybody, friends doing, and then it's bonding time. That's a key to a Korean barbecue right now. That's a trend. Just like K-pop getting popular all over the world, and then we added on Korean barbecue top of that. That's why we shoot it music video all the time.
Yes. Yes.
And then I have beef bulgogi, which is thin-shaped beef ribeye, marinated with sweet soy.
Everybody loves this. 3-year-old kid to 80-year-old grandpa.
So I understand there's also a specific type of charcoal that they use in traditional Korean. Is that a big part of the flavor?
Each grill has special steel.
Right.
It's gonna give you flavor of the meat or charcoal taste. That's a different than other Korean barbecue restaurants. They don't have this kind of technology. It's a top technology. We got it from Korea.
While our steak and bulgogi were sizzling away, Calvin showed me the authentic way to eat Korean barbecue. Describe to me what we have going on here. So we got some sauces, we have some what looks like radish over there.
Right here we have a radish, and then what we're gonna do, this radish, after cook's done, we using it like this. One of this, one of meat, wrap it around like that. You wanna try it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Cheers. That's the sauce right there.
We got 4 different kind of sauce. That's a Korean chili sauce.
Okay.
Just like, you know, American chili sauce, Korean chili, but the only difference is not hot.
Okay.
You get a little bit of tangy flavor. Right here is a hot sauce. It's a secret ingredient, so I don't even know how to make it.
Calvin would not give away any of his secrets, but he did share some spicy squid and rice cakes with me.
For sure. All right, guys. Oh. Put some spicy rice cakes, and also put some spicy squid on.
The squid is, you know, I was a little scared of it the first time, but when I did try it, it's great.
And then right here is rice cake. What we're gonna do, usually we cook it onto the grill a little bit. Toast it like a Korean, I would say Korean marshmallow. When you pull it out, just like turn it to be like a marshmallow. You see?
It's like a big marshmallow mozzarella stick right there.
Yeah, exactly. Tastes different. If you eat it fresh with the fire, have a flavor in it.
Everything I've had here is so good. The squid and the rice cakes. That's really good. I gotta try this since this is my guy right here.
That also, you like wrap it up with the meat, tastes 10 times better.
I can't, I'll try. Okay.
No, you're all right. You're pretty good right there.
Okay, all right, good. Yes. The kimchi is That's my thing right there. Love it.
This kimchi particularly, Iron Age's secret weapon, I would say.
This is Iron Age's secret weapon right here. Okay. I tried to make my own kimchi one time, and let's just say it did not work out. Not at all.
So if I tell you the little bit of kimchi, key to this, how you marinate with the salt.
So I assume that's something that's part of that. You can't tell me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
I don't even know. I might need to ask him.
That's good though. That means it's really kept locked down.
You know when you're catching up with an old friend over dinner and your food gets cold over conversation? Calvin's next pro tip taught me how to make sure that never happens.
If you see the grill, on the side of the grill is not hot. So cooked meat, you can push it out the edges, keep it warm, keep it hot. And if you want to cook it, we put it on the middle.
Okay. So basically, from what I understand, you just pay a flat fee. You come in here, you eat as much as you want. Only thing extra are your drinks.
Yeah, we don't want to change the top dollar. It's a 23, all you can eat, unlimited. There you can come in, beef, pork, chicken, unlimited. Everything. So when I got here first time in Kennesaw in Cobb County,
right.
Everybody, community embraced us warmly. It took me about a year to build this place, and then every time I go outside, and then people walking around, when you gonna open? When you gonna open?
They're ready for you to open.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then when finally we opened, and the customer came in, I saw you before. You're the guy who built this restaurant with the construction clothes on it. Right. Yeah, I am. You remember me? This Hennessy area with the KSU, a lot of young customers coming in. They are studying hard. They don't want to cook it. Oh, let's go to Korean barbecue. Iron Age. I mean, in order to get studied, they gotta eat.
Oh,
you know
course,
what I mean? Brain needs some energy, right?
Let's try some of this squid. Let's do it.
Yeah. Let's dig in.
Don't be scared, right?
No, I love it.
I love it too. It's good.
Well, I do the skirt part. People don't like this part, but I love this part.
I'm gonna follow your suit and just go with the tentacle right there.
Yeah. You will be surprised.
That's delicious. Wow.
As I got to know Calvin better, I found out that he's from Seoul. Of course, the conversation turned to the Winter Olympics, which were going on in South Korea.
The Winter Olympics are in Pyeongchang right now. How big of a deal is it that North and South Korea are unified as one team?
When I saw that in here, and then I talked to my cousin over there, I see hope there, and someday we're gonna be one nation. And someday we're gonna barbecue all together, North and South.
So what do you think about Georgia barbecue or Southern barbecue in general?
I love Georgia. Came here 19, I live here 21, so I'm a Georgian. How can I not love Georgia barbecue?
So you a pulled pork guy? Are you a brisket guy?
I got a great appetite. I could eat everything.
Korean barbecue is a celebration food, and an important part of Korean celebrations is soju, which is a sweet Korean liquor made of rice or potatoes. Calvin taught me Korean etiquette over some apple soju.
If you bring your friend, you can drink in whatever. Yeah. But especially you drink with your dad, you always turn your head down and drink it. You not face.
It's just one of those things.
Exactly.
Yeah. Is there a Korean word for cheers? When you drink?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Kombe.
Kombe?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed it as always.
Always welcome.
And we don't know if there are any underage viewers out in the audience, so come
okay, Kombe.
These were just some of the many eateries here in Georgia. With so much left to see, you'll want to explore with us on the next episode of Georgia Detours. For GSU TV, I'm Alana Lark. We'll see you next week.